But first, we want to talk about the UK. And this week, you've seen the reports. I've got a little video clip coming up later. But let's talk about it first. Marcus Rashford.
Yeah. Rich footballer.
He was a very good chap and a Manchester guy as well.
Yeah, rich footballer with a heart, yeah.
Has advised the Prime Minister Boris again about the state of the foods. Well, let's put it right. What's happened with the kids wanting school dinners? And so, at first, they said, OK, here's a token and you can go spend it on school dinners. This is for people who are not well off.
Yeah.
This is where it makes a difference. It's not just, here's it's great and help yourself. It makes a difference to these people. And Marcus Rashford has talked about it a lot. But this is a Tory thinking. The Tory thinking is they don't trust you to go and spend this money, not cash, have a token.
Because you'll spend it on
further,
smack.
yes.
You'll spend it on smack and crack and drugs and all
sorts of stuff. So we'll do it for you.
Yeah.
And so a certain company, and we're going to play the clip shortly, a certain company has taken up on board of doing it on behalf of the government. Now, I did some research, by the way, Mike. You don't know this.
Good. About
the company. Shall we play the clip?
I love to be educated. Let's find out.
Let's start with our top story, though, and caterers have been told to urgently improve the quality of food parcels being sent out to some of England's poorest children.
It's after images of the packages were shared by parents online. The Children's Minister called the provisions unacceptable and said they do not reflect the high standard expected of free school meals. Keith Doyle reports.
As I unpacked that food parcel in my living room and looked at the contents, it felt very sad and very depressing. And one of my children came in and saw me laying this out on the floor and asked why. And I said I was going to picture it because I didn't think it looked like a lot. And I could see the child's realisation that this is what I've been given to eat for a week, and just the sense of sadness. Where has the rest of the food gone? You know, this is meant to be a week's food. Why is it so mean?
This is the reaction to the free school meals food parcel this mum received to feed her children. Sarah, who does not want to be identified to protect her two children, is disabled and relies on free school meals. Reaction to Sarah's tweet was swift on social media, with the footballer Marcus Rashford, who has campaigned for free school meals, reposting what other families said they had received. Government guidelines say school meals should contain items which parents can use to prepare healthy lunches across the week. They were replaced with vouchers during previous lockdowns in England, but because suppliers were contracted to provide meals before the current national lockdown was announced, they've been sending food parcels instead. After meeting the company at the centre of this row, the Minister for Children, Vicky Ford, said the government will be demanding that all caterers meet the standards set and are delivering high-quality lunches to eligible children. By doing this, we will make sure every one of them receives a healthy and nutritious lunch that will give them the fuel they need to focus on learning at home. Chartwell's, the company which supplied this parcel, is not the only UK supplier. It said it would refund the costs where any parcels did not meet their usual high standard, and it would be contacting every school to understand where any shortages may have occurred and apologise to anyone affected. It went on to say it will ensure every penny goes into the provision of the food. For Sarah, that's a move in the right direction.
It's a very positive step that they're going to look at where gaps have occurred, why they have occurred, and seek to resolve them. You know, that's great to see that progress.
The government says vouchers worth £15 per week per child will be available from next week, and it will give further details later today. Keith Doyle.
Absolutely horrendous.
Can I just say, if there wasn't social media and there wasn't actually the stuff that's causing all the problems in America, is the dichotomy. If you didn't have access to a camera to broadcast that image to a massive amount of people who spread it, they would have got away with this.
Yeah, I get away with it. But who is this company? Well, I've done some digging up, and it's a company, well, they mentioned it there in the report, Chartwell's. Now, they are a subsidiary of a group called the Compass Group. Now, the Electoral Commission records show Paul Walsh, the chairman of the Compass Group, until he stepped down last month, had given £10,000 to the Tory party.
Oh.
Surprise, surprise. Mr. Walsh has been at the helm of Compass since 2014 and was number 10's business advisory group during the early years of David Cameron. So there are links there. Without a shadow. Apparently he's a big game hunter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Mr. Walsh.
Wow, what a tosser.
He also signed a joint letter with business leaders urging voters to back the Tories during the 2015 general election campaign.
Yeah.
And you're not surprised by this, are you?
It's another job for the boys.
Yeah. And another bit of information I forgot to write down as well was the first school they started dealing with was Cambridge.
Oh, yeah, there you go. This is no shock.
No.
This is no shock. I mean, when you get them in, you get Tories in and they do this. They look after mates. And I'm not saying any politician is different. I'm sure there's plenty of instances during New Labour with Tony Blair where they were doing favours for people who'd done stuff. But do you know what? We've got a pandemic and people are dying right now. And you would think that there would be a tendency to the usual course of business with Conservatives. This kind of Conservative, by the way, not all of them. The Boris type.
I would say all of them.
A lot of them, yeah. An awful lot of them. You would think 99%. That at this point that they would go, oh, wait a minute, people are dying. We can't do our usual cash grab for every possible bit of profit we can see from a situation. We might have to actually rein it in this time and save some lives. But no, it turns out that Tories can't help themselves.
They're talking about, on that particular occasion, a bag of food there worth £15 is a voucher per child, and it's £5 worth of food in that bag.
Well, some are estimating 8. You might be wrong. 8.
They are ripping off school children who can't afford to buy food. That's the type of people we're talking about. Yeah. And it's the thing which we're going to lead on to the next article is about, do you trust politicians? Do you trust politicians anymore? I mean, we've talked about this many times about people you trust, whether it's the Labour Party, Conservatives, or Republicans or Democrats. Can you trust them anymore? Where does this go to? I think it leads to, well, what's happened in America. It's a mess because the people have been trusting the Republican Party to deliver, but they talk about something and then they deliver it, but they don't, do they?
You can go down that route, but again, there's another point about this free school meals situation. Yeah. Again, why are you involving a company that needs to make a profit in it? Why isn't the government taking the basic measures, renting itself a unit, getting people who know what they're doing and giving them a budget so that the government can look after it? Because then apparently there wouldn't be any shareholders to pay. There wouldn't be anybody involved in the company setup to pay. But no, we have to go through this. This is what the problem is with America, that you've got things that are of a public utility that involve shareholders, CEOs and fat cats on bonuses. This is what you get.
Let's make money. Let's make money.
Correct.
Make money.
Thank you for watching. I'm impressed. You've passed the IQ test and got this far, so let's press that button. Let's do the last thing that helps us. It's got subscribe on it, you can't miss it, and please ring the bell for notifications of future videos.